Hello YouTube. I want to come on here and talk about gang stalking. I've been going through a lot of stuff, and I wanted to share what was going on. I might do a part 2 because I just have a lot of information. If not, I'll just try to condense it and just, tell you what I need to tell you, or the main points rather. Okay, as you know, gang stalking is when a group of people stalk you, harass you, follow you. They're usually the people that they're targeting. They're usually in a community called targeted individuals. Okay, as a targeted individual, a lot of us don't know why we're being stalked. We don't know why we're being followed. We don't know why we're being harassed or attacked. Okay, and if I'm sweating like this, it's the enemy knows I'm about to talk, so he usually tries to attack me with a heat spell. Sometimes it's a cold spell, sometimes it's heat. So if you see me sweating, don't worry about it. Okay, so the Lord has revealed to me. I just found out really recently that I have been gang stalked, but I come to understand I have been gang stalked long before I knew. With me, it started with the ringing in the ears. I just had constant ringing in the ears. And, it would intensify depending on the location I was in. So, it really kind of, it was like, okay. It really started to make me think like, okay, I really believe that the enemy targets you if you have a calling on your life, because the enemy can see when God has a calling on your life, a chosen vessel, you're chosen to do an assignment or to fulfill destiny by God. Okay. Also, I believe it's also because you have a gift and the enemy wants that gift. Whatever that gift is, he feels it's a threat and he wants that gift. I also believe it can just be pride, narcissistic injury, especially covert narcissism. Covert narcissism, that's another beast. If you have any chance to get away from those types, not malignant, the covert narcissist, do it very quietly. Because to target you, it's almost like they will put out a spiritual hit on you. If you understand how bad a narcissistic injury is to a narcissist, they want you dead, really. And it's usually those that are covert, okay? It's a form of punishment. Maybe you're a whistleblower. Sometimes it can just be a guinea pig. You have a lot of people. I've been online, and I've been seeing a lot of people who were discharged from the military are saying that they are targeted as well. And so it's a phenomenon. Nobody really knows if the government is involved or what. And it can be the government. And God also told me that it's a secret society. You're talking about the Freemasons. You're talking about, any Masonic order or whatever, or any secret society that people just came together to create, because we have a lot of secret societies that are not common. You might have it in a Hispanic community. You have it in the African community. Caribbeans can have their own. You can just come together and make your own secret society, okay? And a lot of that is coming from that as well. I have some notes here because there was a lot of things I wrote down here. It's two ways they attack you, okay? They can attack you spiritually and they can attack you psychologically. Spiritually, they can do it through witchcraft. Just speak spells on you, do rituals, sacrifices, things like that. And a new thing I've learned is that they can do it psychologically. I realized that they can do a lot of energy warfare. I wrote that down here. I just found that out maybe 2 weeks ago. They were doing a lot of energy warfare. It's almost like some kind of torture program, you know, where they would send like energy beams to your house. It kind of alters your brain, like makes you forgetful. It gives you intrusive thoughts. You're hearing voices. What else? What else did I write down? It's called the voice to skull technology. They call it the V2K. Okay. It's a way of they controlling your brain, your body, like me, like I'm sweating now. They're controlling that. You know, sometimes I'm cold and sometimes I'm hot. They're parking their cars or following you with dark tinted windows. Right now as we speak, I got 2 trucks outside with tinted windows sitting there, you know, and then you have them somewhere not too far away with laptops watching you. They're hacking your phone. They're remote controlling things that's happening to your body. I remember I was having a problem with my right eye. I mean, it's almost like that kind of warfare that the military uses, okay? And they're using it on targeted individuals. Okay, I was reading something about the Havana syndrome. I forgot what year it was. That Cuba had this same issue, that they were having a lot of symptoms. When they're doing those energy attacks, you have a lot of gastro symptoms. They complain of headaches, nausea, being lightheaded, and they all often thought that it was an energy attack. You know. If you can look it up, you can see it. It's called the Havana syndrome. It's the same technology. And they also can work up your, you know, cause psychological warfare by causing fear. You know, I remember I was driving from church the other day and all of a sudden fear just hit me. And I'm like, I'm not scared of anything. Why am I feeling fear? They're the ones that are doing that. So it's like, you know, like fake news is fake fear. You know, they're sending energy attacks against your brain and controlling you from there. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. All you got to do is look it up and research it. Okay, so they're using spiritual warfare and they're using energy attacks. Okay, voice to skull, and I wrote some other stuff down here as well. They're hacking your phone, and they need satellite to do these things. Okay, they're messing with your Wi-Fi, all that. Okay, so what are the effects from these things? I got down here that it can cause pain, blurred vision, disturbances, tinnitus, gastro issues, like I mentioned, fatigue. You're feeling like some things are crawling on your legs and your feet. I had that as well. Okay, the psychological effects are confusion. Sometimes they can use it to induce sleep. Sometimes I could just sit down and I just feel very sleepy and I can't control it. You understand what I'm saying? For some people, it's insomnia. They just can't sleep, okay? They control your body temperatures. Like me now, I'm sweating. Sometimes I can just get cold. It's almost like a menopause type of, like hot flash or whatever. Okay, so the method and their plan. Their method and their plan is to torture you slowly, eventually kill you. And they all go by no touch. They don't want to touch you. They're doing all this psychologically and spiritually. Okay. They're blocking all access to God. They're making it hard for you to worship, making it hard for you to get into your word. Okay. They're distracting you, discouraging you, causing delay, stagnation, sickness. The plan is to bring hopelessness and despair, and the goal is to cause suicide. So I was talking to the Lord about this, and he was saying, you know, a lot of these gang stalkers, they have a lot of blood on their hands because they're the kind of people, because a lot of people having these things and they don't know what's causing it. They have no idea gang stalking. They have no idea why they feel this way or why they are thinking the way they think. And usually those intrusive thoughts are really derogatory. They're really nasty. They're really, oh my God, they're disgusting. And you'd be like, oh my God, why did I think about that? That's not even me. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, they're at home, whatever they are, in their laptop, and they're controlling everything that's happening to you. Okay? And it's a form of military warfare. That's how the military will control its opposition or whatever. The CIA uses it. The FBI uses it. You can look it up. Okay. So who are these people? They're members of secret societies, okay? Or they are people with they're into high level sorcery. Okay, they kill, steal, and destroy in two forms, like I said, spiritually and psychologically. Okay, with psychological warfare. Okay, they they target those victims. Like I said, you have a calling on your life, you cause a narcissistic injury. Military people say they're being targeted as well. Usually, those ones that are being discharged. You have a gift that they want, and some of them may be guinea pigs, like the people in Cuba. I really think sometimes they're using this as guinea pigs just to see what would happen, or like they're like what's those people, Tuskegee Airmen. They're just being used as a guinea pig just to see how it would look or what the symptoms would be. But the thing is about this is that this has been going on for decades. This sort of torture has been going on for decades. And a lot of people are having groups, gang stalking groups, and targeted individual groups and things like that. And they discuss these things. And we don't know the long-term effects of these things. We're just knowing that we feel like we can't control our own thoughts. We just feel like we can't control our everyday lives because it's some type of torture where they're using some kind of remote control to put thoughts in your head, to put voices in your head. Sometimes it can cause a lot of pain, great amounts of fear and anxiety. And I want to make you aware of that. So God told me pretty much this is spiritual warfare. This is the end times. This is what's happening. And, when God revealed those things to me, that was the biggest breakthrough because I really thought something was wrong with me. A lot of people are on mental health drugs. People that are targeted and don't know they're being targeted, don't know they're being attacked this way, are on a lot of drugs. Some of them are in jail. Some of them are in psych wards. Some of them committed suicide. That's why the Lord said there's so much blood on their hands. Really. So the Lord was also telling me that, it's just a tactic of mocking God because the devil wants to be God, So he feels like, if I can't make them, I'll defile them. You understand what I'm saying? He, we know the devil is delusional. And so if he's delusional, those people that's working for him is delusional as well. And like I told you, I had neighbors. And they were all gang stalkers as well. They would take turns watching me. And I didn't even know what the phenomenon was. I just was, it just scared me to death because I just didn't understand what this was. So as I look back, I remember the Lord gave me a vision of one of the gang stalking members. And he was so bound. I mean, he had like one of those stripe outfits with, those, what they wear in jail, like those jail outfits with stripes. He had handcuffs on. He had chains on his feet. I mean, and then I can see a man in front of him, like a big black man, holding him down. So God was telling me that these people, your handlers, these gang stalkers are in bondage. They are really in bondage. He said some of them are demon possessed, and they in great fear, And he said even though they will be judged, he's telling me that we need to pray for them too because they are, they are our enemies as well. But, I just want to let you know they are heavily bound. I mean, tied up, like really, really. It's whatever the devil says they do. You understand what I'm saying? So they have the same mind, the same heart posture as Satan. Really. They have no regard of human life, okay? Like I said, God said there's a lot of blood. They kill people with this type of method, They've sent people to their death, okay? So the Lord was giving me scriptures about this, okay? Psalms 37, verses 32. He said, the wicked watches the righteous and seek to slay him, okay? So at this time, we need to really, really be discerning, okay? We really need to be discerning. For me, I think I was targeted because of the calling I had on my life, and also I injured a covert narcissist, or I gave him the injury of his life. He has a spiritual hit on me, and that is my father. He has a huge spiritual hit on me. People, you don't realize that in the kingdom of darkness, they got your face right there. If you can get this person, I'll give you $1 million. You can get this person, I'll give you a car. I don't know what Satan is offering them. Really, I don't, but I know they get some kind of reward. Okay. So, amongst other things, that's the two main things I know people get targeted for. So we just have to really be discerning. And, if you are a targeted individual, try to find out why. I think that would really, really help. If I had to look back, really look back, I think if I wanted to leave my narcissistic family, I would have just showed up missing. Because the warfare that comes with this is crazy, crazy. I can't even tell people about it. I don't talk to anybody about this unless they went through it. Because, they'll look at you like you're crazy. And that's what the enemy wants them to do. They want them to look at you like you're crazy. I remember I was talking to my girlfriend about it, and she was like, she said, when is the last time you went, did you think you need to see a mental health? And, and I'm not saying I shouldn't go to therapy or whatever, but the way she was talking to me, like maybe something was wrong with me, and it made me angry because I felt like nobody was listening. And then I came to understand that if you haven't gone through this, you will never understand. You will never understand. That's why gang stalkers have their own community. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad I found it. It's a refreshing thing when you know that you're not alone. You're knowing that you're not alone. You're not going through this by yourself. So I believe that right now it's still hidden. It's not really talked about because you have the naysayers saying, oh, they're going through paranoia, it's schizophrenia, or it's this mental health. No, these things are really happening. You're being followed. You're being attacked and harassed. They're playing mind games. And I think this is the thing we're going to be dealing with at the end times, honestly. Now, I came out to say this because somebody at home is sitting down and they're contemplating taking their life. Somebody is sitting at home and they're hopeless. They feel like they can't move forward. They're crying for help. And this can be for a sort of light for you to understand that it's enemy forces. It's psychological warfare going on. Investigate it, look into it, and know God is with you. Okay? God said, count it all joy when they persecute you. He said, then you know you belong to me. You belong to me. You're my vessel. And let me tell the chosen ones something. Even though you're being targeted, even though they're throwing all kinds of attacks at you, they're throwing everything and the kitchen sink at you. But God said they can't touch you. You may feel it, but they can't touch you because you're chosen. And that's why you're a targeted individual. You're chosen to do a thing. You're chosen, you're chosen by God. You're chosen by God to do an assignment. For some people, it can just be breaking generational curses because some families are so deep in sorcery, so deep in witchcraft, that Satan don't want to let that generation go. He said, no, this belongs to me. Another reason God told me that I was targeted is because my parents sacrificed me. When you're a witch and you're a warlock, you have to sacrifice your children. That comes with the territory because the enemy wants that generation. My sister gave in. I didn't, so I got targeted. I wanted to walk with the Lord. And the Satan was like, what you mean? Your parents gave you to me. You're mine. You're my slave. So he believes he owns me. True talk. I'm telling you. Facts. So this is something to really, really research about and look into. So you just have to wear your armor. I mean, seriously. And anybody that's going through this, it is no way out unless you come into collaboration with the Lord. It's a spiritual thing. You can't use your human self to fight spiritual matters. It's not going to work. You're going to lose. You're going to need partnership with God. There's no way you can come out of that. There's no way. And another thing God told me is, he said, I'm going to use this gang stalking to bring people to me. A lot of people were suffering from the attacks of this thing, and they were moved to receive God because they needed his protection. They needed God. So this was the catalyst that brought people to him. He said, I'm going to use this gang stalking to bring people to me. You see how he's using the enemy? So the enemy thinking he got us good. I'm going to punish you. I'm going to kill you. He's just bringing these people to God. And that's what God said he was going to do. I remember looking on YouTube, and I'm looking at all these people talk about being targeted and this psychological warfare, this energy, weapons, and things like that. And they see how they talked about Jesus. They said it's because of that they came to him. And I almost cried. I really did. And I said, God is doing a new thing. He also told me that it's going to be exposed. This gang stalking, somebody that's been a gang stalker is going to come out and expose it. Like the witchcraft people that live that life, the high priestess and high priestesses, they are coming out exposing Satan. Same thing with this gang stalking. People are going to come out and expose it. They're going to bring light to it. They're going to see that it's just not a phenomenon. It's true. We're not crazy. Nothing is wrong with our mental health. Oh, it's going to come out. God said this is the year of exposure. Maybe 2025 is going to be the same thing. We'll see. We'll see. So I'm just letting you all know, my fellow targeted individuals. Hold on to Jesus. He will never leave you or forsake you. Just know that this is serious warfare. All things are spiritual. And when you want to go against Satan, you got to come spiritual. The only weapon you got is Jesus. That's it. That's it. Receive him today. Receive him today so he can walk with you, so he can save you, so he can protect you. As the Lord gives me more revelation, I'll come back and speak on it. Okay? I'm praying for you all.